Okay, we're live. Let me know if you need anything.
Very good, thank you. Good evening, welcome everybody to the special city council meeting scheduled for Tuesday, May 25th, 2021 at 6 o'clock. Roll call, Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Mayor Beagle,
I'm here.
Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Present.
Do you want to say where you're?
Yeah.
Oh,
Attending remotely from Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
and this is Mayor Beagle, and I'm attending from the city of Wixom, County of Oakland, state of Michigan. Sorry.
Councilmember Behrman,
Present, attending from the city of Livonia, Wayne County.
Councilmember Gotchel,
Present, attending from Wixom in Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Grenlin Fox,
Present, attending remotely from City of Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Sharp,
Present, attending remotely from home in Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
Councilmember Smiley,
Here, good evening. I'm attending remotely from my home in Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
thank you. Quorum present.
Thank you. Hopefully at the next meeting, we can do this in person. Do we have any changes or additions to the agenda as presented tonight? City Manager Brown,
No, I've got no changes for this special city council meeting, Your Honor.
any from council?
None.
All right, next up is call to the public. First call to the public. The rules are as follows. The public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included in any agenda. Immediately after correspondence, begin immediately after new business. The first call to the public immediately after correspondence shall be limited to agenda items only. Person shall not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time is extended by a majority vote of council present. Persons wishing to address the council shall identify themselves and their place of residence and shall state their reason for addressing the council. All comments by the public shall be made directly to the council. Since this is an electronic meeting, once connected to the meeting, members of the public wishing to participate in the virtual comment must alert us that they wish to speak by pressing *9 on their telephone keypad. By pressing *9, it will activate the raised hand feature, signaling to us that you wish to comment. You will then be called on one at a time as what happened in an in-person meeting, and when you're unmuted, you'll have your 5 minutes. Do we have anybody first call to the public?
There are no members of the public in the meeting at this point.
Good. We'll move on to new business. New business number 1 is a recommendation and a request to convene in a closed session of the city council in accordance with the Open Meetings Act for the purpose of discussing labor negotiations pursuant to and authorized by MCL 15.268C. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Yes.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchel,
Yes.
Councilmember Grenlin Fox,
Yes,
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. So now,
I will open up the closed session room, the breakout room. You should all get a prompt on your screen here shortly.
I lost internet connection there for a bit.
Okay, let me get you back in.
Looks like I'm back.
Yeah.
All right. I need a motion to come out of special executive session, please.
So
moved.
moved. Support.
Support.
Okay. We have a motion, or do we, for what we were talking about? To you, want to go ahead?
Sure, I make a motion to ratify the tentative agreement dated May 13, 2021, between the City of Wixom and the Police Officers Labor Council, patrol officers and records and identification technicians, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the collective bargaining agreement for a term of July 1, 2021 to June 30, 2024, on behalf of the City of Wixom.
Support.
Second,
All right, I've got a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
So sorry. Deputy Mayor Resnick,
aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes,
6 yes.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
thank you. With that, we'll come up to the second call to the public. Do we have anybody wishing to speak in the second call to the public for the special meeting?
Press star 9 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand. Press star 9 to raise your hand. We'll give it just a moment here, see if anybody wants to address council. No one has raised their hand.
All right, seeing none, I'm going to close the second call to the public and need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Support.
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are closed out of the special city council meeting. Does anybody need a couple of minutes, or do we want to go right into the regular city council meeting?
Could take a few minutes. I'd appreciate it.
All right, it's 6:09. Let's come back in like what, 3-4 minutes? 3 minutes? We good?
Yep.
All right,
7:12.
we'll be back at 7:12 to start the council meeting.
Thanks.
Hi, Rob.
Yes.
I just want to let you know, I'll be the first presentation, so I'll be have to share my screen at that point, just to let you know.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And everybody back? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Rob, we're good?
Yes, all set.
All right. Sorry for delay, and thank you, folks. And now it's time to start the regular city council meeting scheduled for Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. It's a virtual Zoom meeting due to the executive order for the COVID problems. Let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it
for which it
stands,
stands, one nation,
one nation,
Nation,
under God,
Under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice
and
for
justice
all.
for all.
Good. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Beagle,
I'm present tonight, attending the meeting virtual from the city of Wixom, County of Oakland, state of Michigan.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
I am present, attending virtually from the city of Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Behrman,
Present from the city of Livonia, County of Wayne at my work.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Present in Wakesum, Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Present, attending virtually from the city of Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Sharp,
present, attending from Oakland County, Michigan, city of Wixom.
Councilmember Smiley,
Here, I'm attending remotely from my home in Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
quorum present.
Thank you. Changes or additions to the agenda as presented tonight. City Manager Brown.
Mayor, I have no changes or additions to the agenda.
Good. Any from the council? Seeing none, we'll move on to the first item of business tonight, which is the public hearing. It's a public hearing for the fiscal year 2021, 2022 proposed budget public hearing. And I'll read the rules real quick for the public hearing. The persons desiring to address the council shall state their name and address. Individual persons shall be allowed 5 minutes to address the council. There shall be no questioning by the audience of persons addressing the council. However, the council members may question persons addressing the council. No person shall allowed to address the council more than once. And since this is an electronic meeting, once connected to the meeting, members of the public wishing to participate in the virtual public comment must alert us if they wish to speak by pressing *9 on the telephone keypad. By pressing *9, you will activate the raised hand feature, signaling to us that you wish to comment. Participants will be called one at a time, as would happen at an in-person meeting. When you are unmuted, please introduce yourself by stating your name and address for the record. You will then have your 5 minutes for comments. All right. Do we have anybody for the first?
Let's see, a reminder, press *9 on your telephone to raise your hand. Press *9. We'll give it just a moment. Again, press *9 on your telephone to raise your hand. No one has raised their hand.
All right, I'm going to close the comment or the addressing of the public to the council public hearing, and I'll turn it over to Marilyn Stamper.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we are holding the public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 21-22 budget as required by our city charter. I'll go through the presentation to provide an overview again of the budget that is being brought before you tonight for consideration and approval. This first slide is a copy of what was changed or modified during the budget sessions. The original budget was submitted on April 13th, and we held budget sessions on April 20th to review and discuss the submittal. And the modifications made during the session totaled the chart you see here at $105,586 to provide the additional funding for the fire department rapid response hours. And those were the only changes made during those sessions. The next slide is overview of our taxable values, which were required to discuss this and millage rates during our public hearing. Our taxable values are estimated to increase 2.39%. The change consists of a decrease to personal property of 1.88% and increases to residential property of 4.31%, commercial and industrial property of 1.88%, and industrial facility tax property of 8.77%. The city's tax base continues to be well balanced between residential at 43.44% and commercial industrial at 40.43%. The remainder of our tax base is made up of 14.61% personal property and 1.52% industrial tax abatement properties. This next slide looks at our millage rates. The total city millage rate is proposed at 11.9458 mils, and which remains the same as our fiscal year 2021. We again compared ourselves to 31 other cities in Oakland County, and the proposed rate is still the 8th lowest, with rates ranging anywhere from 8.3189 to 37.4707. The total millage consists of general operating charter millage at 7.5036, general operating voted millage at 3, local road of 1.1439, and safety path of 0.2983. This next slide remains unchanged from the proposed budget, and we are estimating a decrease in revenue by $468,746, or 3.468% decrease when we compared to our estimated actual revenue for fiscal year 2021. And that would be when we actually remove our COVID federal grant funding that we had received. Property taxes show a 1.85% or $154,677 increase. State shared and local community stabilization revenue decreased by $28,158. And our building permit revenue decreases by approximately $603,000, mainly due to a larger amount of development fees being recorded in the current fiscal year 2021. Primarily, a large contributor to that is the old Ford property. We also have miscellaneous decreases of $591,806, and a large contributor to that is the COVID grant funding that we received this current year. Contribution from DDA decreases $72,115, and this is the final year of that debt repayment. So we would expect that revenue line item to no longer exist in fiscal year 22-23. Contributions from the library for services and their contribution to the pension and OPEB bond payments increased by $1,265 and $3,248 respectively. Our state shared sales tax revenue is estimated to decrease by $32,621. Again, when we compare the revenue received from the state in fiscal year 2002-03, which was our high point of state revenue, we were at $1,468,656. Our present amount is $1,259,475, or an annual decline of $209,181. If we look at a cumulative decline of all those years between 02-03 to current, we have a cumulative decline of about $6.7 million, just shy of that. The next slide reflects the small change of the modifications that were made for the fire department. So at this point, our expenditures are estimated to increase $552,561, or 4.67%. The chart contains a summary of each department and what comprises those increases or decreases. Some of the larger ones are the general operating department contains an increase to pension cost of $221,748. The debt service pension and OPEB departments reflect an increase to principal payments on the bonds of 117,220. And fire department shows an overall increase of 122,142 that is mainly a result of the additional funds added to the rapid response program. And the rest is made up of other fluctuations related to wages and fringes and other various costs throughout the departments. The budget provides for the city's normal cost of OPEB in the amount of 97,661 and pension for 173,616, along with an amortization payment of 221,748. The general fund reflects an estimated balance at the close of fiscal year 21-22 of 5,142,337. The DDA will make its final payment on the debt owed to the city for funds that were advanced in prior years to make the annual development bond payments. This final payment is $295,362. And again, future budgets will no longer reflect that revenue stream. The budget stabilization fund will reflect an estimated balance at the close of fiscal year 21-22 of $1,343,379. Permanent full-time positions will remain at 54 employees. In the budget, since 2003-04, compared to the current proposed budget, full-time positions have been reduced from 65 to 54, or a 17.48 decrease. And the next screen is just simply the history of the employee positions for reference, or full-time positions. The next slide, we are going to have a solid waste recycling fee of $180 and reflects a $5 increase over our current charge, and those fees are charged on the summer tax bill. We are in the 8th year of our financial plan for water and wastewater rate development by Utility Financial Solutions. The rates include an overall increase of 3.5% to water and 4.9% to sewer. This year was originally estimated to contain a 9.9% increase to sewer and then drop to 4.9% the following fiscal year, but cash reserves were healthy and allowed for the drop to 4.9% a year earlier than previously planned. The combined sewer rate and water rate will increase from 70.30 to 72.30, along with meter maintenance and special sewer costs. The residential sewer charge cap will change from $140.30 per quarter to $147.20. Residential sewer only customers will increase from $91.75 per quarter to $96.25. And industrial sewer only customers will increase from $130 per quarter to $136.50. The budget includes a 10-year capital improvement plan with an annual contribution of $995,000. And since the 10-year plan is spread over a period of time, those annual expenditures vary from year to year. This year's budget would have a $2,775,249 and includes a wide variety of items that are explained in the chart. Our major road improvements are budgeted for $128,000, including West Maple Road engineering, Beck Whiting easement acquisitions, Oakland County tri-party costs for Grand River, and pavement management. Local road improvements of $670,000 provide funding for pavement management and preservation, Lyonia and Loon Lake patch repairs, Wexford Mews, and Maple Run 2 preventative maintenance. Safety path improvements are budgeted for $804,000, which includes Wixom Road north of Potter to Palmer, connection to the regional system, Wixom Road south of Pontiac Trail, and various maintenance projects throughout the city. Wastewater improvements are budgeted at $1,890,267 and consist of controllers, the BPR system, pumps, aeration equipment, and various items at the plant. Water improvements are budgeted for $195,879 and consist of additional meter replacements throughout the city, distribution valves and hydrants, well maintenances, water tower repairs, and general system repair and replacement. And that concludes the highlights of this year's budget submittal. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Can't. Okay. Anybody have any questions? All right. Seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing and move on to the regular agenda, and that is the approval of minutes. We got one set of minutes to approve tonight, and that's the regular city council meeting minutes of May 11th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Good. Any additions, changes, corrections? All right, seeing none, I've got a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of May 11th, 2021. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Aye.
7 yes.
Thank you. We have one item of correspondence tonight, and that is a notice of hearing for the electric customers of DTE Electric Company, case number U-18091. And moves us to the next, it's the first call to the public. Again, the call to the public rules are as follows. The public shall address the council during call to the public, which shall be included on the agenda immediately after correspondence and again immediately after new business. The first call to the public immediately after correspondence shall be limited to agenda items only. A person shall not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time is extended by a majority vote of the council present. Persons wishing to address the council shall identify themselves and their place of residence and shall state their reason for addressing the council. All comments by the public shall may be directly to the council. And since this is an electronic meeting, again, if you wish to participate, please press *9. It'll activate the raised hand feature, signaling to us that you wish to comment. You will then be called one at a time, as would happen during an in-person meeting. And when you're unmuted, please give your name and address and your reason and your questions. Do we have anybody for the first call to the public tonight?
Again, press *9 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand. Press *9 to raise your hand. We'll give it just a moment. Again, *9 to raise your hand to address council. And no one has raised their hand.
All right, I'm going to close the first call to the public. Move on to city managers' reports. We have departmental reports of April 2021. Any questions? Deputy Mayor Resnick.
I just comment, nice job, Drew, on the economic development report. A lot happening. I know it's like drinking from a fire hose your first month here. And thank you for adding those MEDC business development tools to our website. I think that'll be helpful as well. So far, so good. Nice start.
All right, Councilmember Grunland Fox.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a question regarding the Construction and Development Services Activity Report. I see that it says here that there was an increase in the number of code enforcement complaints, and I'm wondering what those were. I don't need to know every one, but just wondering if there was a common theme or if it was a lot of different issues. If anyone knows.
Well, I don't really have a specific comment on what might be leading to the change in numbers. I will say that this time of the year is probably you see more complaints of that ilk, just because of people getting out more, the landscape being a little bit more exposed than it maybe was during the winter time from the standpoint of people being out on the streets and snow not being present, things of that nature. So I think it's a little bit seasonal, I would say. And other than that, I don't really have any feedback on what might be feeding that.
Drew,
Okay.
you want to add anything to that?
Oh, you're
You
muted.
may be-
For some
You
reason.
may be muted.
He's not muted. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, we're having
Microphone's
trouble
not
hearing you, Drew.
yeah.
Nope.
No,
Maybe try unplugging your headphones and using the microphone on your computer.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just going to say, having been, my office is in construction development services. A lot of it are grass complaints and,
Okay.
they haven't picked, or they've got leaves on the ground still that they didn't pick up in the fall, or, it's a lot of those kind of things.
Some
Cleanups.
more
I'll call it.
yard debris kind of. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and added to the regular agenda at the end of unfinished or new business. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved.
Or
Good, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
7 yes.
Very good. And we move on to unfinished business, and then as a recommendation to approve the fiscal year 2022 budget and adoption of the requisite budget resolutions. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Support.
Any discussion? Councilmember Sharp?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was made a point at our budget sessions about balancing the budget. I just want to thank City Manager Brown and Director Stamper for coming out with $12,380,168, perfectly balanced between revenue and expense. And I know there were a lot of places we could have found the 20,000 that we were talking about, but Steve dug hard in some of the line items and pulled it out and still managed to put almost $1 million into our capital improvement fund. So from my perspective, a successful budget session. Thank you.
Anybody else? Councilmember Gotchall?
Thank you. I think the only thing kind of lacking at this point is something, well, I guess two things. One is just looking at the millage rates overall. I understand we're 8th lowest, but compared to where we are with our additional special millage. But aside from that, something that I brought up a few times that I'm hoping we can maybe look into and seeing if council wants to have it on the ballot here in November is taking some of that water utilities millage that has gone away. It was 1.25, and seeing if there's some amount that would be useful for our roads and making sure that we're keeping up with our road maintenance in the future. That's the only thing I would like to see addressed in the future out of the budget. Thank you.
You're welcome. Comments? Deputy Mayor Resnick?
Again, I'm very pleased with how it came out and the fact that with all the additional residences that we have in the community, that we're able to get the fire barn staffed and or not staffed yet, but at least budgeted to be staffed and closing those gaps. So great job, everybody. I know it's been a goal for many, many years, and we got it budgeted. So good job.
Anybody else? I do just want to thank City Manager Brown and Marilyn Stamper and other department heads for a balanced budget again this year. It's a great budget. There's any frugalness into it. Again, we're gonna get the fire barn staffed like it should be for our citizens. I'm very pleased with it. And with that, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Grenlin Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
7 yes.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
We're moving on to new business. We have one item under new business tonight, and that's a recommendation to authorize participation in the state of Michigan's extended purchasing program and authorize the payment of $28,249.10 from capital account facilities improvements, account number 411-301-979.370 to Solar Contract Carpeting, Detroit of Redford, Michigan, for the purpose of replacing the tiled flooring in the police station. Do I have a
Move
do I
to
have a
approve.
motion?
Support.
Very good. Public Safety Director Moore?
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, members of council. I'll start out by apologizing to you because it wasn't until about 15 minutes ago I realized in your packet you only got one page of the 2-page quote from this company. Had you received this page 2, and that's my fault, I sent it incorrectly to the city manager's office. Had you received page 2, you would have seen that in addition to the breakdown for the lobby, the front lobby, the breakdown for the reception area, which is where our record staff works, in addition to the breakdown for the corridors and the hallways, you would have also seen a breakdown for what is called operations, which would be where the police officers, the patrol officers work and where the detectives work. So on page 2, you would have seen $10,791 in addition to the numbers that were on page 1. So I do apologize for that. And that's where that total figure comes from, that $28,249. This is a budgeted project that I budgeted for in the last budget cycle. The current tiled flooring area in the police station, in the lobby, the records, the hallways, and the operations area is 19 years old. We recently replaced the carpeted area in police administration, but the rest of the police station is tiled to also include our locker room area. It is 19 years old. Frankly, it always looks poorly no matter what our cleaning crew does to it, and no matter how much we try to strip it and wax it. This project will encompass the front lobby area where the public does come to see us. And I guess you could perhaps argue that the police lobby is the most highly trafficked city office that we have. So I think this is a necessary project in that it is starting to look poorly. The product that Records Manager Shave and Director Sigma looked at was a vinyl laminate product, which although the cost is up there, it will provide for minimal routine maintenance and periodic upkeep. This project was through the My Deal. So we are participating in someone else's competitive bid process. And I believe Director Sigma has had a good experience with this company in the past on other city projects. So I would just respectfully request that you authorize the expense out of the facilities improvement capital account.
Public Safety Director Moore, this is everything excluding the jail cells, correct? The jail cells are different?
Yes, everything but jail cells.
Okay.
And the booking area and obviously the carpeted area.
Very good. Do we have any questions? Deputy Mayor Resnick?
Yes, Public Safety Director Moore. The contract states that Solar Carpet will not be responsible for movement of furniture, filing cabinets and all. Is DPW going to perform that task then?
I'll let Mr. Sigma weigh in on that.
Yes, Member Resnick, the DPW does plan to move those during the floor replacement.
It also says normal business hours Monday through Friday will be the time that they'll be doing the installation. Will there be any disruption to operations that needs to be moved over to the City Hall side at all for Carolyn Shave or anybody?
I don't believe so, Deputy Mayor. I believe it can be staggered in such a way so as to not prohibit the public traffic from coming in to seek police assistance at the front desk. And I believe we will be able to pull it off.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Councilmember Berman?
I was just curious, how many square feet approximately is this that we're doing? I didn't see that necessarily spelled out, or if it is, I'm sorry, I missed it.
I apologize for that, Councilman Behrman. I also looked on the quotation and I did not see the square footage either. I can get that answer for you, certainly, but I don't have it right here in front of me.
I don't recall either. I'm sorry.
I was just curious on the approximate price per square foot we're paying for the flooring. We know that, perhaps.
I don't know, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Do we have any other questions? Seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to authorize participation in the state of Michigan's extended purchasing program and authorize the payment of $28,249.10 from capital account facilities improvements number 411-301-979.370 to Solar Contract Carpet Detroit of Redford, Michigan for the purpose of replacing the tiled flooring in the police station. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye,
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. That concludes the business portion of our meeting tonight. Next up is the first call to the public. The call to the public, the rules are the same as what I read just a few minutes earlier, with the exception of now we can talk about whatever's on your mind. Do we have anybody for the first call or second call to the public, please?
No one has raised their hand yet. A reminder, press *9 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand. Press *9 if you'd like to address council. We'll give it just a moment here. Again, press *9 to raise your hand. We do have one person who has raised their hand. Phone caller 4480, the last 4 digits 4480. Press *6 on your telephone keypad to unmute yourself and go ahead and address council.
*6 or *9?
*6 to unmute yourself.
Okay.
I've got a button here. I can send a prompt.
Good evening.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to address the Wixom City Council this evening. I appreciate it. My name is Diana Darland, and along with Wixom residents Kelly Shruba and Nick Spagnuolo, I'm speaking on behalf of victims and survivors of gun violence to state that we believe as a community we must do everything we can to reduce gun violence. Every day, more than 100 Americans are killed by gun violence, and on average, there are more than 13,000 gun homicides a year, including domestic violence and unintentional shootings. I just recently learned that 61.5% of all gun deaths in the U.S. are suicides where a gun was used. And an incredible 83% of suicide attempts where a gun was used are successful. Support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens goes hand in hand with keeping guns away from dangerous people and dangerous situations. This is in no way a political statement, but a statement that acknowledges that life is lost every single day in this country and that the ramifications are felt throughout our nation, our state, and in our local cities. In fact, gun violence has impacted people from all walks of life. A national coalition of organizations has designated the first Friday in June as Gun Violence Awareness Day. This day was started by friends and family of a Chicago teenager who was tragically shot and killed in January 2013 at age 15, and in honor of the 100 Americans whose lives are cut short and the countless survivors that are injured by shootings every single day. By adopting a proclamation and wearing orange to commemorate National Gun Violence Awareness Day on June 4th, Americans can raise awareness of gun violence and honor the lives and the lost human potential of Americans stolen by gun violence. In addition, we commit to reduce gun violence and do all we can to ensure that those who seek to harm others or themselves do not have access to firearms. Cities across the nation, including at least 28 in Oakland County, are working to end senseless violence by proclaiming June 4th, 2021 National Gun Violence Awareness Wear Orange Day. Communities like Pico Harbor, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Walled Lake, and Bloomfield Township adopted a Wear Orange proclamation last year and are doing so again this year. Anyone can join this campaign by pledging to wear orange on June 4th to help raise awareness, to help prevent tragic effects of gun violence, and to honor and value human lives. More information can be found on wearorange.org. And thank you very much for the opportunity to share this information with you this evening. I'll answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I see no questions at this time.
We have another phone caller. Phone caller, last four digits 0766 has raised their hand. Press *6 on your telephone keypad to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Hello. I'm always nervous when I speak. My name is Kelly Shruba, and I'm a resident of Wexford Mews. My address is 2047 Grasmere Lane here in Wixom. Happy to live in this community, and I'm happy to be part of this action with Ms. Darland, as well as a national campaign to bring forth. I'm sorry, it makes me cry just thinking about all the lives lost. I have a middle schooler myself who has proclaimed self-harm, and we have fear. I just want awareness. It is not hard. It is not a political decision. Seek awareness to wear orange on this day. We're asking on the day of a big political day, but this is not a political statement. This is a thought that we can encourage gun locks, gun safety. My daughters have been in people's houses and neighbors' homes where casually guns were left out, where my 4-year-old daughter at one point was handed one by a 3-year-old because their parents left them out. Luckily, my daughter left the house. But not every family is aware. Wearing orange is not a political statement. It's an awareness. It is to bring forth the knowledge that it is not just a toy. Protection, wearing it, whether it's concealed or not, needs to be bullets in one place and a lock on the gun. This is to make people think, to think twice, to think of a community, to think of their children at risk who might try some other form of self-harm, but access to a gun that you think on a top shelf or under a pillow is fine. It's not. And I just appeal to the city council members, to our city manager who has stated that these sort of proclamations no longer are appropriate when our communities such as Walled Lake and Orchard Lake and other communities recognize it for what it is, which is to wear orange for awareness, for community, for safety, for loving each other. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Do we have any other persons wishing to address the council?
Again, press *9 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand. Press *9. I'll give it just a moment. No one else has raised their hand.
All right, I will close the second call to the public and move on to city manager's comments. City Manager Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate the opportunity to address council on the city manager update. There's a good amount of information in here in regards to items of interest here. We have work anniversaries from employees ranging from 1 year up to 23 years with Sergeant Brian Stawinski and the police department celebrating 23 years of service on June 8th. So congratulations to everybody that's celebrating years of service at the city in June. We had some feedback that was provided to council in association with prior requests for additional information on things, including a memo from Public Safety Director Ron Moore regarding allowable uses of forfeiture funds, a fleet vehicle mileage report that was provided by our Department of Public Works Director Tim Sikma, and also information regarding the vaccine clinic that was held at the community center on May 18th. We had about 35 people that did take advantage of the opportunity to be vaccinated on that date. We are fortunate to have had that partnership with Ready Nursing Solutions that was a partner of the county that came in and provided the services in association with that vaccine clinic. We had expected to have Moderna vaccine available that day. We did end up with Johnson & Johnson vaccine available as well. And I had a conversation afterwards with staff from Ready Nursing Solutions about the upcoming follow-up clinic that we're going to have. That's going to be on June 22nd. That was originally going to be a little bit earlier in the month. We pushed it to June 22nd because of scheduling issues with Ready Nursing Solutions. We're going to have the opportunity for first-time vaccine dose receivers to participate on that day, as well as follow-ups from this first day on May 18th. So we're hoping to have even greater level of participation than we did the first time, because we'll have the opportunity for both first and second dose people to participate. And then the other item that might become possible, I don't want to promise it at this point in time, but we're potentially looking at whether we'd have all 3 vaccines available on that date. And if we do have that opportunity, we can have the youth aged 12 to 18 involved in terms of vaccination, which the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson weren't yet approved for. So if that were to occur, we'll do some outreach with the school system ahead of time to see if we can get additional participation with that group of individuals who might not have had access to vaccines as much as other groups have had up until that point in time. So we're hopeful to see that work out even more with even greater turnout in June. So we look forward to that. And we again say thank you to Ready Nursing Solutions for that, and to Commissioner Phil Weipert for getting us in touch with Ready Nursing Solutions on that front. We are going to have other vaccine clinics that are going to become available as well. We were contacted by Oakland County Public Health recently as well, and they're indicating they would like to come out to Wixom to do another vaccine event. And we're working on a couple of different dates where we're going to have a mobile vaccine van that will be present. We're looking to locate that at the Village apartment complexes on one date in June, and then also Stonegate as a potential second location for a second mobile van clinic that would be available on those dates. We're looking to get that finalized. We pretty much have the information finalized, but I don't want to publicize the dates until everything's fully confirmed. But that's also going to be in June as well. So we'll be looking for multiple opportunities for people to get vaccinated in Wixom. And we appreciate the participation and support and partnership with Ready Nursing Solutions, as well as Oakland County Public Health on that front. The other thing that I wanted to make mention of is something that we could have had in the listing of events that I wanted to point out as well. We're having our first public information meeting for the Beck Road Corridor Improvement Initiative that we're looking at potentially widening Beck Road through the city of Wixom and Novi initially, and then hopefully expanding that project in the future if we can obtain funding from various federal funding sources, possibly state funding sources. So we're going to have a public town hall, if you will, which is scheduled for tomorrow, that will run from 6 to 7 p.m. if it goes as scheduled. It's going to be a Zoom meeting. Information was put on the website on that front. It was put into an email blast, and it was shared on social media channels by the city as well. But that's going to be tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. You can go to the website to get the information as to how to participate with the Zoom meeting from 6 to 7 p.m. tomorrow. So we're looking forward to that. We also have a survey that we have made available to people that would be interested in providing potential feedback on that potential project to widen Beck Road. And we have a new website that we also have developed in support of the project called Beck to the Future, play on words for people that might have remembered a movie from back in the day. So Beck to the Future with a forward-facing arrow, you'll find that at becktothefuture.org. And on that website, you'll find a lot of information about the general outlines of the Beck Road potential project that we're pursuing, as well as a survey link where you can participate and give information about where you live in association with Beck Road, what your interest is, what your preferences are for seeing what, if anything, done to the road. So there's a survey option there as well. So we encourage people to go to becktothefuture.org to check that out. And we also encourage people to participate with the public town hall that's happening tomorrow from 6 to 7. You can go to our website and see the banner, click on that link in the banner, and you're taken to the webpage that'll provide the information as to how to participate in the Zoom meeting. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, I'm talking a little longer than I usually do on a city manager update, but I wanted to also comment on the budget process. Thank you to Mayor and Council for your support of the budget. Appreciate the unanimous vote of that passage of that budget. We appreciate that. I want to say thank you to Finance Director Marilyn Stamper, her colleagues in the Finance Department, and all city colleagues for all of their participation in establishing that budget and putting a lot of hard work into making that budget a reality. And the other thing I wanted to say, just going back in the Wayback Machine here and a play on the Back to the Future thing, I'd also like to say thank you to prior mayor and councils that have been responsible for helping to plan the city of Wixom's growth over the years. Because if you look at interesting things like the mix of property values and tax revenues that you see in the city of Wixom, it's outrageously healthy and well balanced. With commercial and industrial property being at just over 40% and residential property being at just over 43%. Having a healthy mix of revenue sources like that doesn't happen by accident. There's a lot of people that have been involved over the years in planning Wixom's growth and development over the years, and they did a very nice job of doing that in a thoughtful way, and seeing that balance in tax revenues is something that helps insulate us to downturns in one section of the economy over the other. Thank you again to current mayor and council. Thank you all the staff that were involved, and thank you to my prior mayor and councils as well for their leadership over the years in putting Wixom in good position financially, as we really enjoy the benefits of that to this day. And I'll stop talking and say thank you for the time. If there's anything that anybody would like to hear from me, I'd be happy to try to answer or find answers in the future. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to council comments. Councilmember Grillen Fox.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to congratulate all of those that are celebrating work anniversaries and say thank you for your service to the city. And then I'd also like to wish everyone a happy and safe Memorial Day. That's all I have. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Gacho.
Just looking forward to the staff appreciation event coming up and getting back into the swing of city summer activities in the nice park behind me digitally here. So looking forward to that next week. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Sharp.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to echo Councilmember Gronlund Fox and Councilmember Gottschall's comments on the appreciation that, or don't forget to RSVP. I got notified that I had forgotten to do that. So, and looking forward to getting back to in person. I hope we get an update soon on in person versus virtual. We do kind of plan our summers around Tuesdays, and it would be nice to know whether we have to be here or not. So I'm looking forward to that information as soon as possible from City Manager's office. Thank you.
Councilmember Berman.
Thank you. I'll echo the same comments that everyone else already indicated and not repeat them. I also like to thank the residents that did call in this evening to vocalize their opinions. It's nice when we have residents come and share whatever's on their mind, and I will try to remember to wear orange in that day as well. And lastly, it's exciting to see it being a very dusty mess driving down Wixom Road, seeing all the activity on the Ford property is exciting and promising. So I'm glad to see that they're moving forward, and looks like they're moving forward quickly.
Councilmember Smiley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Back to the Future. Who came up with that, City Manager Brown?
I'm taking full responsibility for that.
I
That's
love it.
That's one of the best ideas I've come up with, I tell you. I'm so
That's
proud of
you?
myself.
All right. Good. Other than that, I wanted to also say thank you to Marilyn and the city, the city staff, for all their excellent work on the budget. And then the only other thing is just this upcoming Memorial Day, please remember the fallen, honor their service and sacrifice, and rejoice in your freedom. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, Marilyn staff, great job on the budget, and I'm glad we were able to get some things that we've been long seeking to do, done at least from a budget standpoint. Let's hope we can staff it now and get through that next phase of it. Thank you to those residents who spoke up today on gun safety and awareness. That's a very important topic in our society, so thank you. Fleet report. Public Safety Director Moore, thank you so much. And DPW Director Sickmuth, thank you so much for that. If we could have a refresh on that next March or April in preparation for our budget sessions, maybe going into our budget paperwork, if we could just have a refresh on that, I think it'd be very helpful as we make the decision of how many vehicles to retire, put out to auction versus purchase new. And with that, everybody have a happy and safe Memorial Day, and remember those who have served and fallen. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, I want to wish everybody a happy and safe Memorial Day, and remember the fallen and why we're able to do the things that we do. Congratulate our 8 employees celebrating work anniversaries from 1 year to Sergeant Stawinski's 23 years. And also our own DPW Director, Tim Sickmuth, congratulations on 6 years. Congratulations to Sergeant Louis McKay, who graduated with a Command Level 1 certificate from the Shield Leadership Institute. Works hard, and I'm glad to see that our police officers continue to improve themselves and educate themselves and pass that along to our police staff. And I too am looking forward to the staff appreciation volunteer dinner and concerts starting up. I attended a homeowners meeting in person for the first time in 13 months the other night, and it was nice to get out and meet the residents, and they had a great turnout, and it was a great meeting, and I'm looking forward to getting back to some sort of normalcy around here. And also, I too would like to get back to having meetings in person instead of virtual. I think with the loosening of strings, so to speak, on June 1st, that we may be able to do something sooner or later. And with that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
What?
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Very good. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the great 2 meetings tonight. And everybody have a nice long weekend. And we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Yes, folks, take
Good
care.
night. Thank you, everyone.